Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Arco here, CrudeSquawk.com and the Energy Pits. Alrighty, let's talk here about our crude, our natural gas, our Bob gasoline, and our heating oil. But before that, first and foremost, we had our API figures that came out here tonight. We're talking about our American Petroleum Institution numbers ahead of our DOE EIA inventory numbers here. So we have our leading indication here in and on our papers here already. So for our crude, we did have a build across the board here in crude gasoline and distillate demand, just to let you know. But in our crude, we got a 4.3 million barrel build. In our gasoline, we got a 2.8 million barrel build. And in our distillate fuels, we got a 2.2 million barrel build. So again, here for you one more time, our crude got a build of 4.3 million barrels. Our gasoline got a build of 2.8 million barrels, and our distillate fuels got a build of 2.2 million barrels. So again, higher across the board. Alrighty, so we're going to put together here our analyst polled forecast. We got them in for you guys, our analyst polled forecast here for tomorrow's DOE EIA numbers that do come out at 10:30 Eastern tomorrow. Alrighty, so analysts are expecting a negative draw in the crude of 2.5 million barrels of crude. They're expecting a build here in the gasoline numbers. They're expecting a build of 2.5 million barrels here for our RBOB gasoline and our gasoline data. And for our distillate fuels, that is heating oil, diesel fuel, they're expecting a build of 1.25 million barrels. So again, that's 1.25 million barrels of distillate fuels. So that's the expectations in the forecast for tomorrow. If we can use the APIs as any type of leading indicator here for inventories, we're most likely going to see a little bit of a build here in our supplies here. Alrighty, so as we take a quick look here at the crude, let's recap crude now for the day here in the pit session. Today, what we saw was very small trading range of probably about 70 cents or so. We did close and settle the day here only about six ticks off the day. That's where we did close and settle from pit session open. In our Globex session, we were just about almost even as well here, just a little bit higher. But again, we did almost close and settle the day right where we opened up in the pit session. So our range, our high is going to be 85.95, our low is going to be 85.21, and we did close and settle the day at 85.75 here. Talking about where we did close, we closed at 85.76, but we settled at 85.75 here in the crude. So, like we just did mention, very light day in volume and a very light day in trade as well, as we had a very small trading range of 74 cents throughout the whole entire day. Just some big pieces that hit the pit. We saw about 300 times this was traded, the Jan 78 to 78.5 call. And then we also saw the Jan 87 to 87.5 call traded about 300 times in the pit. Also, we saw the Feb 90s trade about 200 times. So, just a little bit of action. You can tell how light it is. Just we're talking a couple hundred at a time here. We did see front month volatility start to curve here just a little bit, starting just to firm here. So front month volatility on the curve just firming up here just a bit, but keep in mind on the implied vol and the front month vol, we're at a year low, 21%. So again, we're very low here on the volatility. That's why we're not getting absolutely any follow through type of conviction move. We're just chopping it in these small ranges, egaling 70 cents on a good day. So now let's take a quick look at our natural gas here for you. Natural gas, our high was up at 34.73 for a pit session. Our low of the pit session was 33.91. And we did close and settle the day near the lows here at 34.10. So it's $3.41 even on our natural gas. Again, trading, respecting its trading range all day. Just very nice, smooth trade. Nice volatility in that market. But again, no big, huge moves. We did have a huge move last week coming off that high at $4. But we could continue just to see some nice range-bound trading in the natural gas. So now what we're going to do is just take a quick look at our RBOB and heating oil here. It's the same story and same looking chart here for the crude. You can see RBOB just really chopping it up in a big way here. Again, trading in a very small range for the most part here in our RBOB. So in our RBOB here, we just kind of experienced somewhat of a choppy trade here within a little bit of a range here. Again, not a huge range, just a couple pennies here for the most part. But our high for the day was $2.6124. Our low is at $2.6004. And for our heating oil, same story here, just a couple cent range here, a couple pennies, maybe a penny and a half for both of them. We had $2.9319 on the high end of our trade, and the low end of our trade was $2.9160. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have another video for you in the members section here about just other information. But again, that's really our recap and market commentary for today. December 11th here. That's December 11th, 2012 here. We did have our API numbers. So again, this is Marty Erico here at the NYMEX.